everyone, and welcome to the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I am the host of this show. And happy Valentine's Day. I have the honor of bringing on very special guests every single week. And this week we have Miss Kathy Can, the owner of Kat's Kitchen. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, truly, it's a pleasure.
Okay, we really appreciate all the information that you're going to share with us. So I'd just like you to take a moment, reintroduce yourself
Yes.
to everyone, and just tell us what got you started on this journey of cooking. I mean, we want to know about you and what inspired you to want to become a chef.
Yes, well, don't twist my arm.
Okay.
So yes, I'm Kathy Can, a lifelong resident of Stratford, Connecticut, and I own Kat's Kitchen. So we're a private chef and full service catering company. The inception of my business started, honestly, at one of the hardest points of my life. In 2019, I found out my brother suffered from a rare neurological disease, and I was one of his primary caregivers. He was paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, and then right as he was at the tail end of his recovery, we found out my husband had cancer. So it was back to back, and so I went through a lot of caregiving stress, and then the pandemic hit, and that really allowed me the opportunity to take a step back and really focus on my passions and what it is that's going to heal me. So when I say that food truly saved me, I have such a deep connection to it because it healed me in so many ways. And I've always had a love of food. I've been cooking my whole life. I worked in the hospitality industry for about 10 years. And so I took those skills, and when the world started opening back up in 2021, it was, do I go back to my day job, or do I see if I can really make this a business? So one weekend I was praying to God, like, tell me what it is that I need to do. And I woke up that Monday morning and I had 5 people call me with inquiries regarding my services. And I was like, all right, I guess this is it.
Wow.
And that is how Kat's Kitchen became. And over the past 4 years, I've done over 150 events. I was in California last year doing an Oscars dinner party. I sometimes go to Florida to do private women's holistic retreats.
Wow.
So anything from private, in-home, intimate experiences up to 200 people, and everything in between, I can do. So I'm so blessed. I love it, and to be able to share my passion with everyone.
Yes, you are. And to use your passion as basically therapy to help heal you. So you love what you do. I love what you do. I love to eat.
Yes.
I'm a grazer.
Who doesn't?
I actually eat all day long. I mean, nobody eats like I do. My husband is like, are you going to keep eating? I'm like, yeah. But I mean, to take that passion and to use it as therapy and to help people, that's just a beautiful thing. And it's, it came to you from God.
That's it. That's it.
It wasn't, you didn't pick the career, it kind of picked you.
Exactly.
At that time. That's wonderful.
It really did. So it was a little project, and it turned into a full-blown business. And I feel like that was God pushing me. Like, this is what you're meant to do.
And a business that gets you to travel and be amongst other celebrities.
Yes. It's so
do you
much
need any
fun.
help with that, or
You can be my taste tester. You can be
I
my
can do that.
professional taste tester.
I can definitely do that.
I will do the cooking. You can tell me if it tastes good.
That is, especially, if you get called to Beyonce's and Jay-Z's, you got to take me with you.
Absolutely.
There'll be a line.
Hit me
There'll be a
up.
line for that.
I will not neglect you from that.
And let's show everybody why. I want to show one of your clips, okay? And this is a little known Black history secret here.
Yes.
Because I did not know that until I saw your video. It's Black History Month, so we're going to share your video on how to make macaroni and cheese.
Let's do it.
And how it was discovered here in America.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So.
Celebrating Black
history, innovators, and culinary pioneers. And did you know that mac and cheese we love today wouldn't exist without a black chef? A fascinating and heartbreaking story of this dish's immigration to the United States is all contributed to James Hemmings, a highly skilled chef and the first American trained in French cuisine. Born into slavery in 1765, he was owned by Thomas Jefferson, who sent Hemmings to France to master the art of French cooking. He lived, worked, and studied there for 5 years, absorbing both their cooking techniques and language. While in France, Hemmings learned the method of making this creamy baked pasta dish, what we now call our beloved mac and cheese. He later brought this idea back to the United States and served it at Jefferson's estate, where he became head chef and oversaw and trained other enslaved chefs. It is known that Jefferson even smuggled a pasta machine back from Naples, but he introduced it as macaroni pie, which provided his own spin on a traditional French favorite, and thus the American mac and cheese was born. James Hemmings' influence didn't stop there. I mean, think creme brulee. His work was critical for introducing French cuisine and techniques, and his training shaped early American cooking, truly keeping his legacy alive. So the next time you dig into a plate of mac and cheese, remember the hands that created its history. James Hemmings, an unsung legend in the kitchen.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
And now I'm hungry.
I know. I started this series last February, and it was just an idea, and I did my first video, and I saw a great response from it, and I was like, do you know what? I should make this like a thing. I should make this a series. And so I was obviously called to do it again for this year. And it's honestly so interesting hearing the stories. I think food is such a storyteller. Mm-hmm. There's so much history and recipes that are passed down through our families that just need to be honored and recognized. And so be able to celebrate these people and these names that truly transformed American cuisine is like, it's exciting. And I love it, and I love that it's been getting a great response.
And I love it too. And just amongst, it's a cultural thing for us.
Yes.
A lot of people go out to dinner on Sundays, but for me and my family and most of our culture, on Sundays, we get up early and we prepare this great big dinner every single Sunday. And you sit around and you talk about,
you talk about the week, and
everything.
Just laugh and connect.
Yeah, your pain, your sorrow, your happiness, everything. It's, and that's what soul food does. And I consider macaroni and cheese, it's got to be the #1 soul food dish. If not fried chicken, it's got to be macaroni and cheese.
There's love all around it.
There is, and everybody loves macaroni and cheese. And it's great to know the history of it too during Black History Month, because unfortunately in this country, there's a lot of our Black history that's missing. Correct. So I listen to a lot of the little known Black history facts on, 94.3 and, some of the other radio stations and everything. But I just love that video, and when you first see it, and you made it yourself.
I did.
You did.
So that is something that I'm really trying to get into this year. Is not only sharing my love through my catering company, but also through the vessel of the internet and media. So I've been finding so much excitement in capturing these dishes and sharing my little tidbits and recipes because I'm a self-trained chef. I didn't go to culinary school.
Oh.
I taught myself everything. So I love to share with people that if you food and cooking doesn't have to be intimidating. Right. It can be so much fun and you can find so much joy in the kitchen. And if someone who's self-trained can turn, so I love to share the foundations and those little tips and tricks.
Wow, I didn't know you didn't go to culinary school.
I'm self-trained.
Most people do. I noticed you didn't measure anything in that video.
Like we said, it's all love.
Yes. And when I'm making sweet potato pies, it's not really, you don't measure. It's like a pinch of this, a pinch of that. And the potatoes are all different sizes. So you just got to taste your way into.
Just listen to your ancestors and let them speak through you.
Oh my goodness. Let's have a seance while we're cooking.
Right?
Okay, how do I do this?
Well, that's why I just let them, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. And I just let them speak through me.
Oh, that's so funny. Now tell us about you're having a watch party, an upcoming watch party.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So I am on season 4 this season of Next Level Chef.
Okay.
It is a Gordon Ramsay competition TV show, and I believe it's one of the hardest cooking competition shows that is out right now.
Okay.
So for one, you have to run up to a platform that is moving, and you only have 30 seconds to grab your ingredients, and whatever you grab is what you have to cook with.
Oh my goodness.
And then you have 20 minutes to make a dish.
I didn't realize it was that kind of watch party.
Yes. So for the watch party, so to celebrate that I am making it, that I filmed and I competed on this TV show, we'll be having a watch party on February 20th at
Okay.
Foolproof Brewery from 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
So from 6 to 8, it's cash bar. You can come mix and mingle. I'll be serving my food. I have such a great menu where I get to treat everybody. And, we're just going to be celebrating and having fun. And, food is connection. And
networking
and
and everything.
It's just going to be a room packed full of just amazing individuals. And then from 8 to 9, we will be putting on the projector the episode.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I can't wait to see that. I didn't
Yes.
realize that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I've seen all those barbecue competitions, and they compete in everything now. The red carpet, food.
Yes. Restaurant
Rodeo,
ones.
whatever you're doing,
Yes.
it's all a competition. I would fail miserably at that because I have to be in my moment before I cook something. I mean, I have to get my mind right, and I'm cooking and I'm humming, and I can't have a bad day and come home and just make a sweet potato pie, because then it'll be a bad sweet potato pie.
Yes,
I
I
have
understand.
I have to be in the mood to
I
do that.
understand, yeah.
But you, on the other hand, you're a true professional. You can cook whether you're happy or mad.
And sometimes I don't have other choice.
Exactly.
I do have
It
2
is-
kids at home, so
wow.
they're always like, "Mommy," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" I think that was the hardest thing about making this my profession is that everyone always comes to my husband and my kids, and they're like, "Oh, you must be so lucky you have a chef at home," and they're looking at them like, she doesn't really cook that much at home anymore. So and I just don't. I put together whatever I can. But like you said, whether you're happy or sad or bad, I still have to get it done, and I just rely on my instincts at that point.
Oh my goodness. And I'm sure you do very well.
Oh, yeah, that's not
Gosh. I mean, you could probably make a grilled cheese sandwich taste better than the average grilled cheese sandwich. When you're a chef like that, that's wonderful.
Exactly.
Your husband and your children are lucky. So, how long have you been married? You've been married a while?
So we will be celebrating our 12-year wedding anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
It
You do
is.
not look like you've been married that long.
I am
You have
blessed
that little
with-
baby face.
Which I'm not complaining. My whole life I was like, oh my gosh, I look so young. I mean, I'm young, but
You do. But when you're young, you want to be
but
older so you can get in the
when
clubs.
you're young, you want to be older. And then, so I'm like, listen, I'm aging gracefully.
Yes,
so
you are.
your mindset changes and your perspective changes on all of that as
Yes,
time
it does. How old are
goes
your
on.
children? You have 2?
Yes, so my son is 12
Uh-huh.
and my daughter's 8.
Oh,
I have
wow.
Cassius and Cora. They are
Beautiful.
my little lights of my world.
I understand.
And they love coming in the kitchen with me. And I think that's one of the best things in how we bond with each other.
Exactly.
They're so curious about learning how to cook. And yesterday I was hungry and I was on Zoom calls and working all day. And my son brought me a salad. He chopped up
That
a
he
salad
made?
that he made.
Oh, wow. See that? That's
and I'm
awesome.
just I'm like, my proud baby.
Without asking, he just did that.
Yes.
So let me ask you, do you have any books out, any recipe books, or what's your favorite recipe?
Oh my gosh. So one of my mom is from Haiti.
Uh-huh.
And those are Caribbean food is some of the best foods that I love. I just feel very connected to that cuisine. It's the cuisine I grew up eating, and I think it's some of the best cuisines.
I'm sure. And I'm sure Immaculate can cook too.
So my mom, she taught me how to cook.
Oh, okay.
And she threw in, I feel like it was also in her self-interest because she passed down the reins and she threw in the towel. And she was like, all right, someone else
Now
is
you
gonna,
can do it.
someone else is gonna do it for all the holidays and everything. But that was one way how we connected. So now to share, I connected with my mom through food, and I'm connecting with my children through food. And so I love Caribbean cuisine, and so that's if I ever do see myself having a cookbook, I definitely want to stay I love globals and I love fusion, but I really do feel my first cookbook will be really touching
Caribbean.
into my roots a little bit more.
So you don't have anything written down, you just do it from your ancestors?
Yes. So I have some things that I have, especially with being a business owner and I have a team.
Okay.
There are some things that I do need to have. And I think that's one of the hardest things. Nothing was recipes. Everything was, I just knew how to cook it.
Okay.
But how can you share that? How can you teach that?
Exactly. And how can you have someone else do it? Because you can't do all the work.
Because I'll be like,
you
just
gotta
put
delegate.
in the garlic, put in the this, put in the that. And they're looking at me like, well, how much of it do you like?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you don't know. No.
just put a pension. And then you're cooking for 10 people or 200 people.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
You
So
know,
knowing how to translate
that
the proportions and everything from a smaller scale to a larger scale, it's all learning. But I feel that because I've worked in the industry for so long and I feel like I have really great instincts when it comes to this, me learning that it wasn't so hard, but it's something that I'm learning how to get better at is writing down my core recipes. So I do have some things written down and I'm just such a perfectionist. So, and that's another reason why I want to do these videos, because these videos are also helping me teach and write things down on recipes that I would like to share and possibly add when I have a cookbook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your team, you can't do all the work yourself.
Exactly.
You have to delegate to your teams.
Yeah.
You can't be in two places at one time. What if you have a request to do an event on the same day? So you send your team to California and you go to New York, or how do you manage that?
Yes,
That's got to be really tough. So they've got to be able to be as
proactive, or they have to know,
exactly
So,
what to do or how you would do it, since you're such a perfectionist.
Yes.
They got to do it your way, Kathy's way.
And they know
'Cause
that
it's
I
Kat's
don't
kitchen.
play. My team is so great and they understand me so well that they won't do anything until, because they know how I am.
Let Kathy taste it before
And
we put it up.
Exactly. They're like, well, listen, we're not trying to get in trouble. So I don't like double booking myself.
Okay.
I take my business, everything, so even how I curate my experiences, everything is personalized specifically to each of my clients when it comes to food, flavor, and presentation. It's really my client's vision, and I help bring that vision to life. For example, we just did a wedding last year where both of the bride and groom, they both work for Pixar. And so their whole menu was Pixar related, like themed food.
Right.
Because that's how they wanted to celebrate their love. So that's how I curate my experiences. And that's what also keeps it interesting for me, is how I can really add that personal touch to everything that I do.
Understood. Understood.
I'm not a cookie cutter caterer where I'm like package 1, package 2, package 3. What you see is what you
That's
get.
wonderful, and
Yeah.
that's what people really want. But how do you've only been in business, 5 years?
Yeah, I'm going on my 5th year.
Yeah, and you're getting all of these followers, and people are going to be interested, especially since everything is so personalized. How do you grow your business if you have to always, personalize it and not be able to, spread yourself around into, 2 or 3 different places at one time? Just like, let's look at McDonald's. They have, it's a franchise. They have McDonald's all over the place. So whoever works there are able to perfect that hamburger, and they got the best French fries, I'll tell you. I go just for the French fries.
It's such a guilty pleasure.
It is, but I gotta have it. I only live once.
Yes.
So how do you do that, or do you plan to do that? In
Yes.
terms of growing your business, in terms of, having folks, contact you at at Kathy Can _
Yes.
and follow you and say, oh, I want to have her, do my wedding, and someone else is having a wedding on the same day.
Yeah, I
You
know.
just have to pick and choose, or
Yeah, and I think
first come,
that's-
first serve. That's it.
Well, exactly. A lot of it is like if someone already committed that day,
Uh-huh.
it's first come, first serve. And that's why
Okay.
I always tell my clients, if you're interested in my services, reach out and even get something penciled in sooner the better, because I do book out.
Okay.
And
How far out do you book? I'm curious.
yeah, so
A year?
So yeah, I mean, I already have weddings booked for next year.
Oh my, that's right.
So
You got to have weddings done.
exactly.
I was just wondering because I had to book, you're getting like Anthony's Ocean View. I had to book our 40th wedding anniversary 2 years in advance. I'm like, we don't even know if we're going to be around then. Will we still be married?
I know.
2 years is a long time. Anything could
Correct.
happen.
Correct.
But that's what you got to do. So you
Yeah.
heard it here first. You better get your plans together and get it penciled in early.
Yes.
And how would you like people to contact you?
Yes. So if so, my business is Kat's Kitchen, and the @KathyCan is my Instagram handle. So everyone can follow along. That's my personal page, and you can also be directed to my business page. So you can follow along with recipes and hearing more about the Black History Month, finishing off for February. And then Kat's Kitchen Co. is my my website. And on my website, you'll be able to find my email and my cell phone number, my business number, where you can contact me. So my website is also a great vehicle to find all the other modes of contact. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And I want to be at the watch party. I think I am available. Because I want to be able to sample some of the food.
Yes, I'm so excited for the menu.
Me too.
Yes, and you'll be there as my
I was
guest.
excited when I found out you were going to be on the show. When your mom called me, I was like, oh my God, yes, of course.
Yes.
I said, I never had a chef on.
Well, first time for everything. And what a better way to start it.
And
than
not the
me.
last time, I got to have you on the
Yes.
podcast too.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because a lot of youth follow the podcast. That's the
Yes.
big thing now.
Yes.
So we could do the podcast. You're here on TV, and this is going to be on YouTube. It's live on YouTube. So share this with everyone and subscribe to our show here.
Yes,
The
this is amazing,
It
so.
is. I think so. I love it. I love it because I get to bring people like you on.
Yes.
That's-
And conversations and sharing people's stories is, I think, one of the best ways that we can stay connected and we can continue to learn and grow and find out all the exciting things that's happening in our community. So,
Yep, and that's
great
what
work.
Black history is all about. That's what history is all about, sharing stories and passing them down.
exactly.
And sharing food.
I just think food's the best way to
I
connect.
do too. It's the best incentive ever.
Yes, yes.
Maybe next to money, but when you have money, what are you going to do? Buy
There
the
we
best
go.
foods.
There we go. There we go.
This is just awesome. Oh my God. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. So
Yes.
we want to know who Kathy is.
Yeah.
Speaking of stories, I love stories. This is a reality talk show. I never ever have anything prepared. I never have questions prepared because I did that once and it was just, I just didn't like it. It was
Yeah.
like too programmed, you
Yes,
know?
yes. No, we're just two girls chatting right
Yeah,
now.
that's all. Talking about,
Yeah.
life and food and connecting people and Black history. Happy Black History Month, by the way. This
Yes.
is so important. This is a really important time, especially for our culture with everything going on. And, I don't want to get into politics or anything like that, but you got to be aware of your surroundings. And I think it's the best time for all of us to galvanize and support one another's business and support your
amplify,
community.
exactly.
Exactly. If there's someone struggling in your community, help them out, and just support each other's businesses so that we can kind of, grow our own, have our own buildings. We don't
Correct.
have to always go to the big companies.
Correct.
We can grow through Cat's Kitchen.
Yes.
And through Vanita's Medicare and life insurance,
see?
because everyone needs it, you
Yep,
know?
Exactly. No, and if you need a service, there's so many small businesses, and being a small business
Exactly.
owner is one of the it's the most fulfilling, but one of the hardest things. So if someone's looking, even during the holiday time, there's so many online retailers or service that people can get throughout the year, and we keep our money flowing within our community.
Exactly.
So, if one person succeeds, we all succeed.
We all succeed. That
Yeah.
is so true. We have about 1 minute left.
Yes.
It went by so fast.
We could stay
And
here all day.
What would you like to leave our audience with for this
Yes.
last 1 minute?
Well, I hope everyone can follow along for the journey that I will be on Next Level, the Gordon Ramsay Next Level Chef. It airs on every Thursday on Fox at 8 p.m. and next day on Hulu. Come to my watch party, follow me on social media. I have so many fun pop-ups planned and dinners that will be open to the public throughout this year. And I have the experiences that I'm curating are just gonna be so special. So I would love to have everyone involved.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. I will definitely be at the watch party. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
such a pleasure.
It's wonderful. And well, I hope you'll be back again.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so this is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.